Hi, I'm Bob. I live here in Temecula, California with my wife, Pat. This is our Samsung refrigerator. I'll preface my comments by saying that I think Samsung makes really good electronics products. I'm not so sure about their appliances. I have a lot of Samsung electronics products. In fact, in the past year or two, I bought a curved panel 4K TV, a 40-inch flat panel TV, 2 computer monitors, a tablet, and a smartphone. Haven't had any problems with any of them. They work as well as anything else on the market. My experience about a week ago has led me to believe that I will never again buy a Samsung product. So fortunately, there are a lot of other choices, even when it comes to televisions and so on. I mean, obviously Sony makes good products, LG makes good products, and a dozen other manufacturers. So I don't need Samsung. The reason I'm upset with the Samsung refrigerator is only partly the refrigerator, mostly the warranty and customer support. This refrigerator was purchased on February 22nd of 2011. We were remodeling this house and I wanted to take advantage of a sale at Sears. We had it delivered on March 22nd of 2011. On about March 15th, 12th or 15th, I discovered that I didn't think the refrigerator was working properly. So it seemed like things out of the freezer weren't as solid as I thought they should be. So I went down to Home Depot, bought a refrigerator thermometer, put it in the freezer, and it was only 20 degrees, not -2 degrees as I had programmed it to be. Now, first off, I'm a little upset that the refrigerator or the freezer didn't give me some kind of a warning that this was a problem, because it could have lost a lot of food. So, got out the manual, looked through the manual, said make sure it's plugged in. Okay, well obviously it's plugged in, the light and everything. Make sure the door is closed. These are things you wouldn't really think of, would you? Went on YouTube, next best source of information, actually a much better source of information. Quite a few problems in there with people with same refrigerator and all kinds of problems. And one of them said unplug it for 30 seconds, plug it back in, reset the computer, everything will be fine. We tried several of the remedies that we saw on YouTube, none of them worked. So we called Samsung service. We called them on the 18th of March. The soonest they could get a tech out to look at it was the 24th of March. Well, this in itself is a problem. Your refrigerator quits and they can't get somebody out to service it for 6 days. 6 days later, 24th of March, tech comes out, presses a few buttons, does some analysis of various other things on the inside, takes a few panels off, and he says, I think the compressor is not working right. There's a valve that shuffles the refrigerant between the freezer and the refrigerator part, and I think that's probably failed. I'm not sure, but he said, I can't repair it. We have to send out another guy who can fix it. So it's another 3 days before we get this fellow out. He comes out and takes a look at the inside, goes over it with a leak detection tool, very sensitive electronic leak detection tool. And after he took the panels off, he said, I can tell from looking at the coils that it's low on refrigerant. There's a leak someplace. And he said, before we find the leak, I can't do any repairs. So he went all over the refrigerator with his leak detection tool and came back and said, it's a very slow leak. May have been leaking from the time it was manufactured. The leak is probably in the walls of the refrigerator where they run tubing to actually dissipate some of the heat, or it's in some place where my sensitive tool will not locate it. I can't fix the leak, and replacing the compressor and doing those things would not be of any point because it's just going to fail again. So I should tell you that the first service call cost me $60. The second one would have cost $564 had he been able to do anything to repair the refrigerator. But at this point, we determined that the refrigerator is essentially unrepairable. There's no point in putting good money after bad. So I called Samsung because the refrigeration portion of the refrigerator is guaranteed for 5 years. I called them up, I talked to some pleasant people on the phone. They said fax in the documentation, which we have. We faxed it in. And it showed when it was purchased, and it showed when it was delivered and put in service. The lady said, you may have to talk to someone in our executive customer relations department. I guess that's where I have the problem. Got the gentleman in the executive customer relations department, and he said, it's not covered because it was manufactured in 2010. I said, well, what difference does it matter where it was manufactured? I didn't buy it until 2011. Oh, well, we can't cover it because you purchased it more than 5 years ago. You purchased it on February 22nd, and this is already March. So I said, but it wasn't delivered until March 22nd, 2011, and March 22nd, 2011 is less than 5 years till I called about the problem. I'm sorry, that's our policy. Have a nice day. So they denied any kind of coverage on it. Well, I have to get a new refrigerator. This makes me feel kind of bad because Samsung makes some really gorgeous refrigerators. They have one model that's their showcase model. I would love to have it in here. I'm really kind of fond of things that look really good. Not going to do that. I've instead arranged later today for a refrigerator to be delivered that is hopefully going to make my life good. So I think by picking nits over the warranty, they have elected to lose this customer for life. They have elected to inspire me to share my unpleasant experience with as many other people as I can, and I assured him I would do that. I'm not making a big indictment of Samsung as a whole. I'm saying I don't think their appliances are nearly as reliable or as high quality as their electronics equipment. I don't think their warranty policy and customer relations policy makes any sense at all, but that's the way they do business. Now, one more little thing. Appliances in general. Why, when I buy, this refrigerator is still on sale at Lowe's for $2,200, or $2,300 maybe. Why if I pay $2,300 for a kitchen appliance, a refrigerator, washer, dryer, stove, dishwasher, why shouldn't I expect that appliance to run trouble-free for at least 5 years, probably 10 years? I can go out and buy a Kia or a Hyundai, the least expensive one they sell, $12,000, $13,000. They warranty it for 5 years or 60,000 miles. They warranty the drivetrain for 10 years or 100,000 miles. That car has to be at least 100 times as complex as this refrigerator. It lives in a hostile environment outdoors. It's expected to take you across Death Valley when it's 125 degrees and start in Minnesota when it's 30 degrees below zero, and it does. And they have enough confidence in their products to warranty them for that. Why shouldn't appliance manufacturers have that same confidence in their products if they're making products that are any good at all? I think this is a great opportunity for some entrepreneur to come in. I mean, maybe Kia and Hyundai should start making appliances and give a good warranty with them. When I was a kid, Frigidaire was made by General Motors, Kelvinator by American Motors. Car companies made appliances at that point in time. Now I understand that if you get a really complex product, if you have to have a smartphone linked to your butter dish in your refrigerator, you're asking for trouble. But if you can make a refrigerator that keeps stuff in here at 42 degrees, keeps stuff in here at -2 degrees, warns you if there's a problem, and dispenses ice cubes or crushed ice on the front and cold water, that's really the things that I care about. It doesn't have to print menus. I mean, if people want that kind of technology, they have to realize it's likely to be problematic and that it's going to be obsolete immediately. So, I think here's an opportunity, but also a warning. If you're shopping for appliances, ask around, check Consumer Reports, read all the feedback on the list. And if you're looking at feedback on refrigerators, I don't pay much attention to somebody who says, well, the light isn't bright enough or the shelf can't be adjusted to hold some odd-shaped, grandma's fruitcakes or something. What I was looking for things that said, oh, we lost $500 worth of food because it quit and we didn't know it and had to end up with a big mess. I'm very disappointed in this product. I like it. We took good care of it. Still looks like a brand new refrigerator inside and out. But it's dead. And so is Samsung's warranty service. Thank you. Hope it's helpful.